One way of killing enemy troops without filling their hospitals is by using the death fight skill, but for that I'll be making a separate video. In this video, however, I'm going to be talking about a stat that lets you kill enemy troops without filling their hospitals in the game, and I'll also be showing you all the different sources from where you can get it. So, let's get started. The stat that lets you do this is called Turns Wounded into Losses Solo Turf Attacks. This means that it only applies to turf attacks and not tile hits or building hits, and not even to turf defense. What this stat does is it lets you kill a percentage of the enemy troops you wound whenever you attack a turf. Let's say you attack a turf and wound 100,000 troops. If you have this stat at 1%, then only 99,000 troops will be wounded for the enemy and 1,000 will be lost even if they have space in their hospitals. If it's at 4%, then 4,000 will be lost and 96,000 will be wounded. Also, let's say the 1,000 that you wounded earlier includes 25,000 tier 10 bulkers, 50,000 tier 9 bikers, and 25,000 tier 10 bikers. Then in case you have a 4% wounded to loss ratio, your opponents will lose 1,000 tier 10 bulkers, 2,000 tier 9 bikers, and 1,000 tier 10 bikers. As I said earlier, this skill only works while attacking turfs. So if someone is attacking your turf with the rescue skill, then this effect will trigger for them and they'll be able to kill some of your troops. However, since you're defending your turf, it won't trigger for you and so your opponent will not lose a single troop. In the same way, if someone attacks a turf that's reinforced, the players reinforcing the turf might also lose some troops if the attacker manages to wound a few of their troops. So that's how this stat works. Now let's see how you can increase this stat. There are only 3 ways of increasing this stat in the game. The first way of doing it is by investing in the Killing Spree investment, which can give you up to 3% of this stat. You can find this investment towards the bottom in the Advanced Arms category. The second way of doing this is by using the White Devil Roadster, which gives 8%. There are a few other Roadsters as well which give this stat, however White Devil is the best among all the Roadsters that give this stat. And the last way of getting this stat is from the Golden Level 35 gun, which gives another 3% of this stat. But this 3% can be increased all the way up to 6% if you max out its augmentation level, plus you can also get a 19% buff from all the Godfather equipment attribute buffs, making its stats go up by another 0.57%. So in total you can get this stat all the way up to 17.57%. This means that if this stat is maxed out for you, then for every 100,000 troops you wound during turf attacks, your enemies will lose 17,570 troops regardless of their hospital capacity. This stat is good for attacking players with a few troops in their turf if your goal is to kill as many troops of theirs as possible. Since if you attack them normally, their troops will simply go to the hospitals. However, if you attack them with this stat maxed out, then they'll lose a few of their troops. So that's how the Turn Wounded to Losses stat works. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank all of my patrons for the support. If you want to support me, there's a link to my Patreon in the description below. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you guys found the video helpful. Thanks for watching the video guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.